75 hard. A dad's transformation.
Hi everyone. Day 27 of the 75 hard challenge is in the books, and I officially broke my sleep deprivation record because I actually slept 2.5 hours. I told you in the episode before that I had to get up early, and early meant 3:15. And as a dumbass as I am, I wasn't able to get to bed till I would say 12:30 because I had to kind of organize stuff. So I slept on the couch and get up at 3:15 around that time because I had to pack the car because we had to get out of the driveway at 4. So the next hour I sprinted through the packing process, packed the whole car, decked up the bike on the car, wake up the rest of the family, get them in the car because we had to catch the car train to transport us to Sylt, which is a small island on the Northern Sea, which you just can reach via train. And this train leaves at 7, and it's a roundabout-ish 3-hour car ride. So we had to get up really early. The reason why we had to catch this early train is that my wife had a seminar on that island, so a tax consultant seminar, and it starts at 8:30. Spoiler, she was wrong. It started at 9, but that's a typical us. So apparently I was pretty tired. Good thing was that I was able to catch like an additional hour of sleep when we were on that train. So there was nothing going on the car ride. It was fine. When we arrived, we dropped off my wife. I got some breakfast for the kids. We had a quick coffee break. The annoying thing about that is that we rented out an apartment, but we had to wait till 4 to go in there. So we arrived there at 8, dropped off my wife at 8:30. So I had additional 8 hours to get rid of before we were able to get into the apartment. So first action of the day was I took my kids and the dogs on a 2-hour walk over the island. And the island is pretty beautiful. Yeah, but you can imagine what kind of discussion I had while we were walking. But I needed to be active all day because if I would have been, I would have fallen asleep immediately. The most challenging part that day was actually not kind of that I was pretty sleepy, but I forgot my water filter, so I had to drink tap water. And I'm not the biggest fan of that. So yeah, that was one of the major challenges that day. Yeah, the 2 hours went by pretty fast with all this constant whining of my kids. And the cool part was that my mother-in-law agreed to join us for 2 days. So around 12, we picked her up at the train station and we went for lunch with her. I was able to stick to my diet. That wasn't an issue. I was able to eat healthy in one of the small restaurants there. And I got a call from our landlord. He told me the apartment is ready, so we were able to get in early. That was great news. So we got there. It was like a 30-minute car drive, and we moved in, packed out all the stuff, and I was able to catch another 30-minute nap, and I read my 10 pages while I was there. The good thing was I bought a couple of Legos, so my kids were occupied. Interestingly, it was Lego for 5-year-olds, but on the end it got so complicated that, spoiler alert, it occupied them for I would say 2 days when we were at the apartment, which was great. Since my mother-in-law was there, I was able to pick up my wife, and there was a reception for this specific seminar. So all attendees went there, and a couple of people brought their wives or husbands. So we got there, I would say around 5-ish. And we spent a couple of hours there. There were drinks, a couple of snacks, and all this stuff. So not a proper dinner, but that was all kind of the food I had for the day. And at some point, I would say around 8, I got a little bit jitters and asked my wife, okay, we have to leave, because I still have like an additional workout open. So we went home. I took my bike, because I brought the gravel bike with me, and I opened Komoot, which is a pretty cool app to discover a new biking path. And I picked one for like 15 minutes. And it got pitch black and super windy, but I have amazing lights on my car, on my bike. So yeah, I did that and it felt really, really good. It was so much fun because it's a super bike friendly island and there are super cool bike paths. And I actually took a gravel path. So it was not next to the street. It was more likely through the woods and near the beach. And it was a lot of fun, even when it was pretty black and I was scared in the beginning to crash, but I didn't. So that was it. So, but overall, when you have like 2.5 hours plus like an additional 1.5 hours of sleep over the day, it's exhausting to get this work in, especially a bike ride with a lot of wind. But I got through it. So let's check off that list. Workout 1 was a walk with my kids. Workout 2 was the bike ride in pitch black. I read my 10 pages and I didn't fall asleep while I did that. I had my water even when it was just tap water. I stick to my diet, so no sugars, no sweets, nothing there. I didn't cheat on the diet. I didn't have any alcohol, even when everybody else around me was drinking that day. Yeah, and that's it. Oh yeah, and I obviously took the picture all the time, but I think it's not really worth mentioning it because it is just something you put into your routine. So thank you for tuning in. See you tomorrow. Bye.